Okay, hey guys, December 27th, back in the garage now. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. We got all of our ZR440 parts now, so we're gonna try to get this thing back together today, hopefully, and then hopefully be able to run it this weekend, because this weekend temperatures are looking pretty nice. So yeah, not ideal temperatures for making snow, because currently like 36 degrees out, and we're currently all of our snow we have is melting, so not good. And no snow in the 10-day forecast, but we'll get to wrenching here and get everything back to working order so we can go riding that. So we got a couple our order here, a couple sets of carbides from Woody's. Shout out to them. We got throttle cable, some new spark plug caps, new ignition, tether cable was getting bad on the 440, and some new V-force reeds. So that should help. Starting to not look very good, but not terrible at the same time. But they only have probably less than 250 miles on them, I'd say.
Yeah, that's because the intake boot was leaking.
Oh, intake boot was leaking here a little bit. You can see here, these are about impossible to find. So it wasn't terrible, but Dad put a little patch in there and then just kind of decided to do the whole thing. So should be good for another season or two. Here's the other one here. Not looking as bad.
I like the C-clip down, put the so the gap is on the bottom. I wish there was a tool for this. Push it in there like that. They will take off flying. You already have the back one installed. That way you're only going to do one inside the sled here.
Yep, these are going to be way more gooder, that's for sure. Well, while Dad's working on the next one here, I'll show you guys what I was working on this week in between kind of Christmas and the last few days here. Getting the old 4-stroke out, Mandy's trail sled out, and these frickin' mice, I tell you what. So here we got the OG 4-stroke. So for my mice proofing, I do the mothballs, the dryer sheets, the mouse repellent, and last 2 or 3 years where I've been parking it, never had an issue. This year, boy oh boy did they get in there. Somehow they climbed themselves, get my camera here, climbed themselves right up through this hole. Once I started it, I bet you I had 4 or 5 of them little bastards crawl out of there. Made a real nice nest around the battery. Chewed the hell out of the bottom of the seat, not good. And then so this thing's been rolled a couple times as well, so headlight pod is kind of screwed on every which way, but somehow they got themselves in here in the headlight pod and made a ginormous nest taking up this whole area. So I didn't want to undo all my engineered screws I had in there. So I just took a 3-inch hole saw here, drilled that out, and got the nest out of there. So then washed it all down with the garden hose, got the smell all out, rode it home. Next day, one start. Here I'd got a fuse wet, so I had to pull the whole fuse box and dry everything out and go through that again. So luckily now it is ready to go for trail riding this year. But yeah, those mice are terrible. I usually start it once a month too, because we run it plumb full of gas and then some seafoam in there, and then start it once a month. And I'd been doing that too, and it had been in the last like month or 2 months right after harvest. So then once everybody harvests the fields, then the field mice just go crazy. So yeah, it was not fun. And then I have my sled and Mandy's sled parked side by side. 5, 6, 7 of them in my sled, not a single one in Mandy's sled. I don't get it. Oh, Dad got the second one in there now. And we do appreciate everybody's comments and like solutions on what we should have been looking for and what we should look for and this and that. So we did read through them all, and we kind of hemmed and hawed about like, well, it could have been that, yeah, like we didn't think of it like thinking of it that way. And but so that was pretty neat to see everybody kind of trying to help us out with what we're having issues with here. So hopefully we got her figured out now. So Dad was just telling me, look at these new razor blades I bought in this pack. One of them's metal, and one of them's plastic. Why are they trying to sell plastic razor blades? What the heck? There we go. One other thing we noticed here after race weekend is that weld broke, so got to get that fixed. Looking in from the top here, you can see our Napa mud flap belly pan that we got going on. Yep, shout out to Kyle. When the 440 class was coming about, he found this book out in New York when he was working out there, picked it up for us, and for this old 97, we use the heck out of this thing. It is pretty handy to have. Actually surprised with the throttle sticking, didn't burn up more brake pad, so definitely could have tried to use some more pad and more throttle.
Tell them that there aren't any carb boots and you have to silicone the shit out of them.
Slowly plugging away here. Carburetor's on, good to go. Some new V4 reeds in there. That's nice. Now to put the new coil in, air box, spark plug caps. Starting to take shape. Air box in. Fancy new red spark plug caps.
Red tops.
That is about as mod as it gets. Well, there we go, Dad. Good as new as it was back in 97. Yeah, top her off with some coolant again. Fire it up.
Yeah, woo!
Well, hopefully another successful rebuild. What number rebuild do you think that is for your dad?
Over my lifetime, or,
Yeah.
or this year?
No, for this year it would only be his
Second.
Yeah,
second one this year.
No, lifetime though.
Well, I couldn't count. I used to have people come and I'd work on their sleds in the wintertime, but I'm too busy. I don't have time to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I get asked everywhere I go.
No, race team only now. December 29th, Sunday we're down here at the lake. We got the 440 down here. We got the catalyst. 440, full rebuild on it. First day running it down here, just finished it up yesterday. So all we're doing today is probably 25, 30 break-in miles on it, see if we fix the problem. So excited to ride today and just get back to riding the old 440. Dad's going to be doing some like setup testing on the catalyst. I might jump on that today too, just for the fun of it. So I'm not sure on how much videoing we'll do today, being we'll just kind of be riding around, not a whole lot going on. But like we talked on the Shop Talk podcast, we lost all of our snow. So the lake is pretty bare right now. It's just unreal. So not a whole lot of lube out here today. So I'm gonna be running kind of up and down this stretch here a lot, and then make my way kind of into the back bay. But there's quite a few fish houses out there. Well, out here, making laps around our usual cattail patch out here. The 440 definitely has its mid-range pullback that we were kind of missing all weekend. So we're happy about that. It's hard to say RPM wise, because it's unreal on how much some belts can vary in RPM. So like last year we had one belt that ran really good RPM, and that's the one we were always used, to where now this year maybe that's the one that lost RPM and we had to make a change and put a new one on, and maybe that new one didn't like our setup quite like the last one did. So definitely liking it. Better than race weekend for sure. I think we're gonna make a secondary change, put a brand new secondary spring in. That one's not too terribly old, but we'll just put a new one in for sure, or just because. And then I think we might make a helix change, just a little bit lower finishing angle, try to get a little bit more RPMs on top, just in case it was the belt that was helping us run that higher RPM like we wanted. But Dad went to go make a suspension adjustment on the catalyst. I've been out here just burning laps, just pretty much braking miles on the 440, just not pushing it too hard, burning up high facts or burning up brake pads. So just making laps, having fun. So pretty funny when I talked about maybe running through a little muskrat pile during Pro Open when I felt like my carbide was getting dull. I don't know if some people knew what I was talking about, or some people didn't. But being out here, there's quite a few of them now. So like that muskrat will kind of push through the ice and make itself a little just pile up on top of the ice out here. You can see there's another one over there, another one over there. But like sometimes they're not on top of the ice. They'll be just kind of working their way through the ice. And then so when we're racing and burning through, like sometimes that dirt will kind of hit. Not good for an ice racer. Well, another solid day down on the lake. Dad got the catalyst handling a little bit better, so he was stoked on that. 440 running good. Make a few clutching adjustments, go from there, and hopefully it should be back to its winning ways, I guess. but no, yeah. This concludes the 440 rebuild video. I guess that's kind of all the footage I got mainly for this one. So, but yeah, we're probably gonna load up the 4-stroke, come down here with that tomorrow, run that with the catalyst, just keep making a few more laps, getting ready for otter tail. But yeah, not sure what else to make videos on now that we're kind of done wrenching on stuff and Pine Lake is over with until we get to otter tail race weekend. So if people want to keep seeing just the little wrenching videos we're doing day to day, or the riding we're going to do tomorrow, kind of stuff like that, let me know. Kind of keep making some kind of snowmobile ice Le Mans content, at least keep that going. So thanks again, everybody watching, liking, subscribing, following. Really do appreciate it. It helps all the pages out. So yeah, we'll see you in the next one.